All right, today we're going to talk about funnels. How fun is it to talk about funnels, and specifically real estate funnels? We're going to kind of go back to this chart, which is our marketing chart, and it shows the typical funnel awareness stage: consideration, conversion, loyalty, and advocacy. But we want to talk about it specifically in the real estate sector. So what does that mean in the real estate sector, and how does this funnel really work in the real estate sector? So at the very top, we've got people that are thinking about buying or selling a home. So if you think about, when somebody really makes a decision that they really want to do this, want to buy or sell a home, it doesn't happen where they're immediately actually ready to go out, look at properties and immediately ready to make a decision on it. Obviously, they go through that stage of thinking about it, considering the options. Hey, is this really what we want to do? Do we really want to buy a property? Does it really make sense? Are the reasons right? What is the reason really? Are they downsizing? Are they upsizing? Are the kids going to college and they want to be closer to the college? So what is really the need for that move? So that happens in that consideration stage. And then once they've really made that commitment that they say, hey, I definitely need to make a move and I definitely need to buy or sell, they're more willing to talk to agents at that point because they're at that stage where they really are considering. And then obviously after that, we've got our loyalty and then advocacy, which is loyalties established after we really have provided value to somebody that's actually looking to buy. So before I go any further, I know that everybody wants leads in this stage. Everybody wants leads in the loyalty and advocacy stage, because who wouldn't? They're the easiest people to work with, but they're the most difficult to find. Where do we find? Where do we find these leads that are loyal and that will advocate for us? And that is referrals. If we look at people will trust you immediately because they trust the person that's referring them to you. So it's easy, but we can't get referrals all the time. We don't know when that referral is going to come in, and unless we have a huge network, it's really difficult to get that. Another way to get loyalty and advocacy possibly is through a lot of farming and a lot of brand and marketing. So, when you think about when somebody's thinking really about buying or selling a home, and when they come to that decision making, sometimes what they're doing is they're saying, well, let's actually call some of these agents that keep sending us flyers to the area. Let's find out what they have to say. So you're getting those leads at that point where you really haven't got them down through the funnel. So I hope that kind of makes sense. What I really want to talk about is helping you understand, where do we find leads? Like, how do we actually get leads through this funnel? How do I get leads from this stage to this stage so it can actually work with me? And I'll show you exactly that, and it'll give you an idea in terms of how much people spend on these things, how much agents spend on this stuff. So before I go into that, I want to talk a little bit about who we are. My name is Otto. I'm the CEO of Agent Locator. We're a company out of Canada that's been doing marketing and helping real estate agents generate leads and convert leads for the last 12 years. We're all across the United States and Canada, and as I said, we've been doing it for 12 years. We've got a 4.9 star rating on Google with over 260 some odd reviews. We have no contract, so what I'm trying to say is that we're here to help you and make sure that you succeed, because if you cannot succeed with this, we cannot succeed and make money with you. So I'll stop the pitch from that perspective. Now back onto this. Where do we find? Like, how do we find leads, and which stage here are we really finding leads in? So you're always finding leads from the very top. You're always kind of feeding your funnel from the very top and then funneling these leads down to these stages where we want them to be, where we know they're going to work with us. So when we look at leads at this stage in Google, on the very top page, which is awareness, we're finding them on Google. So this is when somebody goes to Google and searches for homes for sale in my area, homes for sale. Even if they're searching Zillow homes for sale, they're actually go to Google and searching for Zillow homes for sale in whatever city they're looking to buy in. And then we've got Facebook as well. These are people that are browsing typically pictures of people they don't like, and they're noticing an ad that says, hey, get a list of homes for sale in this area, and they're opting in for that to get a list of homes. Instagram, same thing. TikTok, really same thing. So that's kind of feeding the top of the funnel. These leads generally are at the very beginning stage of the buying process, and some are willing to talk, some are not willing to talk, so it's really hard to get them to really talk. And when we look at also fake percentages, when we get these leads, about 20 to 30% of these leads are completely fake because people are not willing to give their information. But that's just the cost of doing business. There's really no way to do this part of it unless you're doing some kind of lead generation and intake. Now, Once you've got them in, you need a CRM system that actually helps get those leads from a point of just onlookers to keep coming back to your website. So what we do with that is we automate sending listings to them on a daily basis based on what they're looking at. So if they were looking at homes for sale in a given area, we'll make sure that they continue getting listings in that area and keep getting them back to your website so they can keep looking at listings. And then our system actually tracks everything they looked at, so we can show you exactly what they've looked at and really give you a good idea what they're looking at. And now, they're listing daily listings. This is that consideration stage. This is where they're also going through that stage and trying to figure out for themselves, say, is this really the right move we want to make? Is this what we want to do based on what we're seeing in the market? Then when they get into that conversion stage, that's really when they've committed. As I said before, they've committed that they maybe want to make that move, want to buy or sell. That's where the agent really needs to do their magic to make sure that they help them so much so that that person says, I want to work with this guy or girl. I want to work with them because they provided me with so much value that I really want to work with them. So what this stage is about, the conversion isn't about, hey, let me try to get them into my car so I can actually go show them homes. That is ultimately what we want to do, but we need to actually create and show some value to them by giving them information in terms of some property. So let's say they've looked at a property 3 or 4 times, and you know that property is maybe undervalued or overvalued, maybe giving them some information about that property, saying, hey, John, I know you looked at this property a few times. I'd like to give you some insight about the area or maybe the actual home itself so I can provide some value to you. But that's kind of the idea of conversion. Now, we help quite a bit with this. We help on this perspective here on receiving listings where they're making their consideration stage and the conversion stage. What we do as a company is we actually help and show you exactly how to work with these leads. We'll show you emails that you can send. We'll show you how our bot can also actually do this for you automatically. So if you're a type of agent that doesn't want to get involved in a lot of these things, you just want to try to get the conversion part, we have bots that will actually do a lot of this work for you, try to get you these leads. Yes, it'll be less leads than somebody who's putting in their own time and effort to actually get them to convert, but it'll still be enough where you can actually make enough money from it. So I hope that makes sense. I don't want to make this video crazy long. I'll leave it at that. And if you guys have any more questions for us, you always know where to reach us, agentlocator.ca. We'd love to help you out, and looking forward to chatting with you soon.